Oh, hey, so I see Ariel's there.
Yeah,
How's that going over?
and I'm here.
No. But how's
How
that?
do you think he got the job?
But how's that going
I didn't
over?
want to do it. God bless them. I don't know. Showtime does their thing. I do my thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'll sleep in my
chat's
bed
going.
tonight. I'm with you guys.
Wait, so Josh and Rampage, how do you feel about when Ariel did the whole Brock Lesnar thing?
I don't know.
He announced the Brock
That's why he
Lesnar
got
fight,
fired from-
on the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Dana were kind of pretty cool.
So they were doing the UFC 200, right?
Yeah,
And Brock was gonna come
The
in.
big
Yep.
announcement.
It
Huge
was a big
announcement.
announcement. So that's why Dana didn't like him because he
someone
announced it
leaked to the
before.
UFC.
And they were cool
Yeah.
before. Dana gave him a bunch of interviews and all that stuff.
He was like the
so he
Brad
did that.
Okamoto before,
Yeah.
And he told him, hey, just don't say it, but that he still did it.
He still
Yeah.
did it.
That's kind of like,
As journalists, they want the big scoop. They
Yeah.
want to be
But
first.
that's why he got fired.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
That's
you
why
know the
Dana
game.
don't like
Like
him.
they asked, we asked you not to do this, so it's like now
But that's why I like Brett though. He's awesome, man. I like the way he he breaks things down.
They're all the same.
You think so?
They've never fought. They're all the same.
Oh my god.
The only thing I've heard about Ariel, and I've heard it from a million people, does not play well with others.
Yeah.
Anybody I know who's ever worked with him does not have nice things to say.
Dude, you never know, man.
Yeah, I know.
You never know.
I mean,
'Cause other
take
than
it from
that,
me.
I
They
think
hold
he-
grudges, Aljo. I know for a fact.
Well, Ariel, it might be deserved on your end.
Wow. Oh, really? How so, Aljo? How so? Do tell.
From how I hear the story,
Oh,
like the breaking the news stuff. I don't know.
let's go. Let's go.
I don't know the whole details.
Who's your
so I don't wanna
source?
speak on it.
Brendan Schaub? Who's your source?
Well, I just heard it from Joe Rogan talking about
Oh, Joe Rogan. Okay. Let me say it once. Can I clear the air for the 50th time about that one? What Joe Rogan has spewed is 1000% false. What Brendan Schaub has then parroted is 1000% false. Rogan's source is Dana White. Brendan's source is Joe Rogan. I think you know me long enough. I think Quinta and Ray and Chris and everyone on the team know me long enough, regardless of anyone else you want to talk. If someone tells me something off the record, and I'm sure you've told me things off the record, if I go out and report it, I should be done. There is no way that I would practice that kind of journalism and still be here 13 years later. If you tell me something in confidence and I report it, I should never be talked to again. I should be outlawed. I should be banned from covering the sport, any promotion. That never happened, the story that Rogan told. That never happened, the story that Brendan talked about a couple of weeks ago. 1000% false. And in fact, it's very damaging to my reputation because that's the kind of stuff that a hack journalist does. I'm not a hack journalist. I got that the same way I get any piece of news, confirmed it with sources. Not a single person ever told me, don't report this. We brought you in a corner. That whole BS story that Rogan spewed and has somehow been like regurgitated and recycled is a lie. It almost makes me wonder what other things Rogan is lying about on his show, but that's a different story for a different day. All I'm saying is that's 100% lie and very irresponsible for a guy like that with a platform like that to talk about me like that without knowing that side of the story. The only reason why he told that story was because Dana White was trying to justify the stupid banning, and then they went out and tried to make me out to be the bad guy. So that's a lie. Produce another story where I did that, you ain't gonna find one. So I just want to say nothing is justified in terms of my situation. That never happened. Don't listen to those guys. You feel me?
Nah, hey, I will say in Rogan's defense, I'm pretty sure he does clarify, like, this is what I heard. And if this
guess what? That's a stupid fucking reason to say a story when you're talking about someone's career, right? This is what I heard. This guy went out irresponsibly and is dealing with the repercussions. No. Find out the truth and then come talk about it. I'm sorry I get fired up about it, but you can understand as someone who has dealt with the repercussions of people speaking irresponsibly on your behalf, it's a stupid freaking reason. And Brendan, for regurgitating it 5 years later, I've had my own issues with him. In fact, I'll break some news. He just reached out to me this morning, Brendan, and apologized to me for regurgitating false lies. False lies. That's redundant about me. And I said, thanks for reaching out, Brendan. I look forward to you doing it on the air the same way you said lies about me. You should probably go on the air and apologize and rectify. So I wait for that day. Until then, God bless. And thanks for hearing me out about that other stuff. I apologize. I don't think I've ever said the F word in my entire career on air, but it gets annoying, as you know, when people are saying things that are wrong, that are lies, that are bold-faced lies that are damn. Like I could live with someone saying you suck as a journalist. I could live with someone saying like that was a bad interview. But when you're saying that I'm doing something unethical and it never happened, like it couldn't have even been anywhere near what they're saying, like a total fabrication, none of it happened. And they have a platform like those guys do. It's annoying. And I think you can sympathize with you probably more than anyone could probably sympathize with that. So thanks for hearing me out.
100%.
Brandon Schlub. And he writes, oh God, geez, really? Listen, it's there. So I gotta, okay, this is a genuine question. No matter how I worded this question, I honestly have no opinion on what you did, but I'm curious of what you think. Regarding the Brock Lesnar return, which you leaked 1 hour before the UFC. Now, I want to correct you, Brandon. I didn't leak anything. I reported it. There was no leak. There's a big difference. If someone tells you, hey, in an hour, we're going to do something, and then, you're like, okay, cool. And then you go out, that's a leak. This is not a leak. This is reporting. No different than what Woj does or Schefter does or Bob McKenzie does or any of your other favorite, journalists in any other beat. So get your terminology correct. 1 hour before the UFC was to reveal a surprise promotional video. Oh, by the way, I didn't know that they were revealing it. By the way, don't care. Doesn't matter. Shouldn't affect your reporting. But I didn't know that, for the record. If you spoke to somebody at the UFC and they asked you not to spoil the surprise because we have a cool promotional video that we're going to show in an hour, would you still have broke that news when you did? No. Great. This is a good question. No, of course not. You know how many times people have told me, I've got this video, I've got this news. Like, I don't know. You don't think I knew about CM Punk? Like, just for example, off the top of my head, because I see he's in the news right now. Like, of course I'm not reporting things that people tell me things off the record. You know how many times this guy told me things? Think about how many times he told me things that I didn't report. Like, if someone's telling you something in confidence off the record, you don't report it. That's 101 stuff. So yes, if someone did tell me that, of course I wouldn't. But no one did. Guess what? No one did. So all you other BS YouTube accounts that like to regurgitate old things and somehow this became a story again 5 years later, please do this one too. No one told me not to report it. No one said off the record. No one told me about a video. No one. 0 people. Zilch. Nada. No person. Goose egg. Rien du tout. Tu comprends? If you say yes, can you explain the difference between what you did and what Tony Schiavone did? Okay, well, I don't say yes. So you're comparing that to the Tony Schiavone putting butts in the seats? No, it's not the same because I never agreed to that. I was never told that. On my life, I was never told. Now, who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? Tell me, who are you going to believe? You're going to believe Bappa? You're going to believe me? You're going to believe P.F. Chang's? You're going to believe me? Brandon, did you get a chance to thank Brendan for turning down the Showtime gig so you could get your foot in the door? He's a great guy. Never met him though. Again, I saw that clip yesterday and I tweeted something. Those who knew, and it's not true. It's just that's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to start. He texted me this morning. He apologized. And I'm only saying this because if it was a personal thing, I would keep it to myself. But apologizing privately for something you said publicly doesn't fly. You got to do it where you did it the first time. And that's damaging to me. Don't lie. That's it. Just say, it didn't work out. Like, why you have to lie about it? To make yourself feel better? I don't know why. What would inspire someone to lie in that moment? I don't get it. And look at Josh Thompson there trying to stir the pot. Big bad Josh Thompson. So yeah, don't lie. That's all. And so he reached out and he apologized. And it was a very nice apology. It was. But I said I would appreciate it if you did it publicly. And he said he would. So I believe him. Have you ever heard me talk about Brendan Schaub on this show? On any show in a negative way, knocking him? I know there are people out there who do. I don't do that. I want everyone to succeed. If I'm being honest, I've been sitting back for the past 18 months and I've seen a lot of people take shots at Helwani. And if I'm being honest, I was told time and again not to punch back. Well, guess what? I'm punching back. And so I'm not sitting back and letting anyone talk shit about me anymore because I'm tired of it. And especially, look, like I said yesterday, you could talk smack about me being a bad journalist, a bad personality, a bad reporter, a bad host, a bad this, a bad that. But don't lie about me anymore. I'm not going to take the lies. So yesterday I spoke about an individual named Brendan Schaub who was lying constantly about me. And it's kind of funny. I put out a little bat signal on Twitter the night before that some people on Reddit, shout out to those people, knew what I was talking about. And all of a sudden I get a text. I get an apology. And I said to Brendan, who I've never had an issue with, despite all the shots, I said, cool. If you're going to apologize to me privately, I hope you're also going to do so publicly, because that's where this started. You smeared my name publicly and lied about me publicly and said I was a bad teammate and a bad colleague publicly. And you said that you got the job first from Showtime, and I only got it because you turned it down publicly. So I want you to go on your public little show, and I want you to apologize to me. And so once he does, the beef will be squashed. Until he does, we'll see what happens. We'll see what I choose to do.
Okay, well, there's a lot that just happened there. First of all,
Yeah.
congratulations on finding your voice.
Hell yeah.
We are happy because every time you came on this show, you were just 10 to 30 times better than the shit you were doing on TV. I mean, there was no question that you were going to have success in this independent world. I think I told you that. I believe.
Yes.
I believe the boys told you that. I think in the middle of burying you, there was a lot of you seem to have everything that you could possibly need to make it yourself. I'm happy you bet on yourself. No matter how you ended up betting on yourself, I'm happy you bet on yourself, and we're all getting a chance to see it. I got no issues with Brendan Schaub, but I do like the fact that you're sticking up for yourself in this entire thing. And I was given that Showtime job, and I said, no, Helwani can take it.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. You got skills. You got talent. Here's what I don't like.
Whoa!
Brendan.
Let's
go!
Listen, here's what I don't like about what Brendan has done over the last. First of all, he repeated a 5-year lie about what happened at UFC 199 that was 100% false. That was first spewed by Joe Rogan on his podcast. And I addressed that publicly time and again. For some reason in July, I'm in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec, trying to enjoy a quarantine with my kids, and I see Brendan on his little show sitting back and saying, well, let me tell you about, how Ariel, has to deal with the consequences of what he did. A lot of people got in trouble. It's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? This is a lie that I thought I addressed 5 years ago. So that was number one. Number two, he starts talking about me being sitting back in his little chair. I've heard from 1 million different people that this guy is the worst to work with. He is the worst colleague on the planet. I have heard this from all. Who are your sources, Brendan? Who are your sources? You don't sit around and talk. Yeah, right. You don't sit around and talk about someone's character like that. That's not how this works. You could talk about me being a bad journalist, a bad host, but don't slander.
All right, good. All right, well, I'm happy.
And then he goes. What's going on?
I think Brendan Schaub's at my door. Brendan Schaub just showed up at my goddamn door.
Tell Further Brand over there to pipe down. I'm shooting a promo here, okay? I'm trying to cut something on everyone, all right?
Hey, listen, you cut all the promos you want. You don't want any piece of at Mrs. Matchmaker.
No, I meant the dogs. I meant the dogs. I didn't mean her. I meant the company. I didn't mean your wife. Utmost respect. Anyway. Then he goes on his little, whatever it is, fight companion. Everyone's got a fight companion these days. I mean, for God's sakes, do we all really need 6 people talking at the same time while there's an actual professional broadcast going on? In any event, he goes, well, how do you think he got that job? I gave it to him. And, I wasn't going to say anything. I really wasn't. I was going to take the high road like I always do. High road Helwani. But on Tuesday night, I said, you know what? Rest in peace, High Road Helwani. It's time for the Helwani era, and I am not going to let anyone slander my name anymore. And so I just wanted everyone to know, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you. I want to let you know I appreciate the hell out of you sticking up for yourself. All right. That is a big time move, and I have learned a lot about you as a human through this entire independent process, betting on yourself, sticking up for yourself. Hopefully you and Brendan are able to get past this and nobody else will talk any shit about you getting jobs that you don't deserve because... Go ahead.
I just want to add, I have never said anything about Brendan Schaub. I actually think what he did going from a UFC fighter who didn't realize his dreams, right? Utmost respect. And then creating this thing for him, this orbit, the comedy, I had no issues with the guy. And that's why every time I'm like, why does this dude keep lying about me? Why does this guy keep why is he even talking about me? He's sitting back talking about the media business and what happened to be at ESPN and the offer. I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. You don't even text me. I have no relationship with you whatsoever. Just keep my name out of your mouth. Stop talking about me and then clipping it off for clicks. which I don't even know if you buy or not. I don't know if they're legit, but in any event, it's usually one of the highest rated things on your YouTube page. Stop talking about me. That's it. So I have respect for him and what he's built and what he's done, but enough is enough. Enough is enough with all the slander.
All right, let's celebrate you now, as opposed to the beef that you're in, and hopefully you'll be out of soon. And the Fight Gamer seems to be a lot of that. What were your thoughts on the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? That place was electrifying. I thought you did a great job, by the way. There was a couple different situations where you had to showcase your actual ability, as opposed to just being a robot asking questions. I thought you crushed the weekend. I assume the Showtime has told you they're very thankful for everything you did, yeah?
Yeah, so it was an interesting situation, and I really do appreciate, that, how much your words mean to me, and AJ said the same, and it really does mean a lot. I've been dreaming of that role, that specific role, of doing that role since I was a little kid, since I used to go to this bar in Montreal called Jilly's, a pool hall, and watch Roy Jones and Arturo Gatti fight on HBO Boxing. I love everything about a big fight week and the tension and the build-up and all that stuff, and I've been dreaming of being in that Larry Merchant role, that Max Kellerman role, that Jim Gray role, the announcer and also the third man in the booth and all this stuff. And I'm really thankful that they gave me this opportunity. It was unique because of Woodley, and there was another MMA fighter on the card, and I just really wanted to deliver for them.